I have something of a phobia of massive period dramas and historical fiction epics, especially in a long-form series. So many films and shows within this genre tend to feel daunting and imposing, unending and ultimately exhausting. What we often tend to get here is big characters and predictable drama within a massively mounted, much wow, visually stunning world. Every element seems to live in service of beauty and grandeur, as if that's supposed to be enough. And in doing so, they often give us very little to hold on to and engage with. A period drama series that is but big and shiny alone cannot, for 10 episodes, sustain. Maybe it's because I'm still recovering from Hotstar's ambitious but blunt and bludgeoning series, The Empire. Enter Z5's Taj, Divided by Blood, reportedly the platform's most expensive series yet, which left me pleasantly surprised. Created by Abhimanyu Singh, the 10-episode series about the Mughal Empire and the increasing tension between Emperor Akbar and his 3 sons is a winning, well-acted concoction of conviction and unapologetic pulp, crafting a power-grabbing saga that's accessible, watchable, and, dare I say it, oddly fun. Taj manages to infuse masala elements and a new age sexy, sensational sensibility to a bygone era and an age-old familiar story. People, I was vibing with the show hard. The year is 1568. An aging Akbar, played by who else but Nasiruddin Shah, has decided that the throne will pass not to the eldest of his 3 sons as is tradition, but to the most capable. Who are his choices? Let's meet our contestants. First up, we have the deeply religious, fragile, Fredo-like young prince Danyal, played by Shubham Kumar Mehra. Carrying on with the Godfather analogy, next up is the sunny-like prince Murad, played by a forever scowling and growling Taha Shah. Hot-blooded, brutish and battle-hungry, Murad's the kind of guy who prefers to speak through the medium of stabbing and slashing and general bloodshed. Last up is the oldest of the 3, Prince Salim, played by Ashim Gulati. Salim has his brother Danyal's softness and Murad's warrior spirit. The only catch? He has no interest in the throne and prefers to be lost in his world of sex, drugs and rock and roll, or more specifically poetry and art. Or as he puts it, Sharab or Shabab ke samundar mein. It also doesn't help that he falls in love with his father's most prized concubine, Anarkali, played by a striking Aditi Rao Hedri. Taj, Divided by Blood is essentially Succession, but within the Mughal Empire with a light pinch of Game of Thrones thrown in there. The series is written by William Borthwick and Simon Fontozzo and directed by British filmmaker Ron Scalpello, with a story from Christopher Butera and Indian author Anand Neelakantan. I know, right? White people be writing and directing an Indian historical fiction series. You don't see that every day. At its best, this show has the essence of a breezy, backstabby, violent, guilty pleasure family saga, packaged within a lavish period drama. Watching this royal family systematically fall apart, crumble, and implode is thoroughly fun to watch. The show's Game of Thrones-ness comes to life by creating a world of suitably colorful, calculating characters and slimy advisors who begin to manipulate the 3 princes and pull the strings behind the scenes. Whether it's Akbar's 3 wives played by Sandhya Mridul, Zarina Wahab and Padma Damodran, or his power-hungry wazirs played by Pankaj Saraswat and Ayam Mehta. Between them, there's enough criss-crossy, conniving, scheming and underhanded plotting to keep things moving and give this series a sparkling lightness and urgency. But I do wish the show was willing to lean into its sensationalism more and go all in. Taj frequently flirts with pulp and juicy drama but doesn't entirely commit. And not everyone fits into this world quite so smoothly. Rahul Bose, for example, as Akbar's self-serving brother Mirza Hakim, is miscast and out of place. The language, for one, doesn't seem to roll off his tongue quite so smoothly. Then there's the show's shaky politics. For one, any religious Muslim in this show isn't just free to be devout and regular. No, they have to be a religious extremist nutjob vying for power and control. Taj also overstays its welcome and doesn't earn its 10-episode length. Even in the more explosive final few episodes, for example, where all that setup finally pays off in style, Taj crescendos with its great 8th and 9th episode, but instead of ending on a narrative high point, it then tapers off and deflates, with a finale that could have just as easily been an epilogue covered in a few scenes. That aside, it's in these final few episodes where the series' power corrupts all messaging springs to life, offering us a familiar truth. In the race for the throne, the race always wins. We see this as all 3 brothers are increasingly pitted against each other and slowly descend into pain and violent tragedy. Nowhere is that more potent than in the coming of rage arc of young Danyal, brought to life by an impressive Shubham Kumar Mehra. As Prince Salim, Ashim Gulati brings a sense of magnetism and towering charisma to the smooth playboy prince, whose unshakable love story breaks a kingdom. But in Taha Shah's take on the scornful, bloodthirsty Prince Murad, we get a more conflicting experience. On the one hand, Taha snarls and barks his way through 10 episodes, bringing little dimension or nuance to the role of an unruly, violent prince. At times, it feels like he's on his own trip and in a different show altogether. But at the same time, he's also undeniably fun to watch, upping the stakes and bringing the pain of this story. But above all, Taj is a Nasiruddin Shah show all the way. He crafts a layered, tragic Akbar who's human and fallible, lost between the pride and arrogance of being an emperor and the compassion of being a father. At once frail and ferocious, selfish and emotional, his is an Akbar lost in the age-old battle between love and duty. But above all, Akbar is a truly terrible father who screws up his kids beyond all recognition until it's too late. It's also interesting that the last time we watched Nasiruddin Shah in a Z5 show, it was in Kaun Banegi Shikharwati, where he played an eccentric ruler of a Rajasthani town who made his 4 daughters compete for his estate. I guess he's just contractually bound by Z5 to be a shitty dad at this point. Despite its shaky politics and overlong narrative, the fact remains that Taj places searing, twisty, tragic drama over empty, hollow opulence, which was refreshing. Above all, it manages to achieve what I was starting to think wasn't possible. Mount a lavish historical drama that doesn't take itself too seriously and one that isn't afraid to just cut loose and have some fun. And for that, it has my sworn allegiance. You can watch Taj Divided by Blood on Z5.